watch you work with Shaquille because I understood that this was a big kid. He was a wonderful, joyful kid. He was only 27 years old. And you had Kobe, who was just focused on being better than Michael and quiet and introverted. Sort of like you when you don't say much. But you say so much. You say so much. It's amazing. He can just look at you and then look down at the end of the bench and then look back at you. You score 6 straight. Anything can happen. When you came to the squad, and because we're in Los Angeles, I want to talk about that. I read in the second championship, going for your second championship, how crazy and tumultuous it was with Shaq and Kobe. How did you handle it?
Well, we had obviously a wonderful first year. Staples opens. We win a championship. We have to go through the Portland series. That's the finals in the Western Conference that kind of extracts the best out of the basketball club. Shaq has always felt very limited on getting extended out to play screen roll defense. And in the course of that particular game, the 7th game, Steve Smith had started coming off of Sabonis and hitting outside shots, and Shaq was staying back. We got down by 14 points in the 4th quarter. And I finally said, you got to make your mind up now if you're going to play this or not. If you're going to play defense, we're going to be able to win. If you're not, we're going to say goodbye to this championship run. And they performed, and I don't think Portland scored again, did they?
No.
It was a pretty miraculous finish in that ball game. So we go through Indiana for the championship, and everybody's happy about it. We do the thing, championship run. Ride the buses and do the parade and everything else. Then the team splits up, and when they come back, everybody wants to be part of the glory. And that's the tough thing about winning, is that sometimes it's just as hard to win as it is to lose because there's not enough glory to go around or whatever. I don't know how you exactly term that. But for Kobe, it was like his first year was like, I don't know if I'm going to be a Hall of Fame player if I'm only averaging 19 points a game. Shaq's averaging 30. He calls up Jerry West and says, how did you and Elgin both score 30 points a game during your careers? They must have done it 4 or 5 years consecutively. They averaged 30-plus points a game, those two guys. And Jerry's telling him, we had a lot of shots in those days. Everybody just came down and shot the ball. It was a 24-second clock was that was the end of the time period. No one ever got to 24-second violations in those days. Now it's all about defense and whatnot. And don't worry about this. He calls me up and tells me, he had this conversation with Kobe Bryant. So I know that Kobe's itching to score, and when he comes back the second year, he's determined that he's going to be, in the scoring. And he shot 1,000 jump shots a day, and he's going to come out and score. So it's a battle of wills that are going on. And so I just kind of let it play out. And I kind of let the two opposing forces have a little bit of a byplay, and then things sway back and forth between these two. And, one would get taped by one trainer, and the other one wouldn't go to that trainer. He had to have his own trainer tape as they goes. And one group had a series of press guys they'd talk to, and the other guy wouldn't talk to those press guys. So it was like this kind of bickering war that was going on. That was like almost child stuff and, teenage stuff. But ultimately, injuries happen. And Kobe had to sit out for 3 weeks at the end of the season. And in the process, we were able to talk, and we were able to do some things, and the team continued to win enough. Oh, I should mention one other story. During that period of time, we went to Minnesota to play a ball game, and before Kobe was injured, and we'd had a little lead, 8-10-point lead, and then Kobe had done a little bit of his thing. He went off a little bit on his own idea, tried to score a few times. Hadn't been successful. They got back in the game. We were only up by 4-2 coming in the locker room. Ronnie Harper, one of our stalwart veterans, says, hey, young fella, don't try to do it by yourself. We're here to help. We'll do it together, okay? And that lights up Kobe's butt, and he just live into him. I'm in the coach's room, and I hear this noise going on, and I come out, and what's going on here? And, then I get told, I said, Kobe, really? This is a team game. And so, anyway, the injury happens to Kobe. He misses 3 weeks, and he comes back, and he plays the greatest ball, and we have the greatest run that any team's ever had in a finals. I think we lost 1 game out of our last 26 in the course of that year. So that let me know that they know how to do it together. It's just, bending their will and bending their ego to doing it together.
So it wasn't that you just sit there and do nothing like people think. Hey. I know. He sits there and on his high chair, and a lot of people say he doesn't get up and do anything. In the book, when you read in the book, it's because Phil, when he does yell, does it in practice. And the one time, I saw you mad. I'm going to say mad. I saw you a little bit hyped twice. One was you literally grabbed Travis Knight's jersey and you elbowed him, showing somebody how to post up. And Travis was hurt. We were going to sue you. I got the lawyer and everything. But the other time is when you came in the locker room and you put it in the book and you throw the Gatorade bottle in the room against the wall, and you made me nervous. And I know that you're not crazy. When do you know to use that kind of motivation?
Well, the thing with the Laker team at that time was they had a lot of fun. Shaq is a guy that has so much fun. I don't know if this is the year they decided to come into practice naked after he's late or not, but that's the type of thing he would do just to create a good laugh for the whole team. He had his sneakers on, by the way. He wasn't totally naked.
Well, at least he was wearing rubbers.
Yeah. So anyway, we went into Phoenix. We won 2 games at home. We go to Phoenix. We win the 3rd game in Phoenix. And there's a motorcycle that's rented for Shaq. There's, and I have, got a theater that's across the street from where we were staying in Phoenix at the Ritz-Carlton, which is playing Spartacus, to empty it so that we can come in and watch Spartacus on an off day. And about 3 guys show up.
Well, Gladiator, because Spartacus.
Yeah, Gladiator. Yeah. Boy, that dates me, doesn't it? Spartacus. So, anyway, no one shows up. Everybody's having a good time. It's Saturday night in Phoenix. We go out, and I think Phoenix scored 70 points on us in the first half. Jason Kidd and Penny Hardaway and whoever else. And they just took us to task. And I just wanted the team to go through the series. And anytime you're in the playoffs, you don't want the team to have to extend themselves too far. And every game can be an injury-prone accident that can happen, whatever. You just want to clear it out. 3-0, they're desperate. They want to win 1 more at home. They beat us. We had to go an extra game. So at halftime, I let them know my displeasure. And the fact that they were always joking around a little bit too much. They weren't serious enough or professional enough about their business to go about it the right way.
Yeah.